Alright, so I've been waiting to cover this guy because I really wanted to like solidify a list for him. There was a lot of testing that had to go into this guy because I couldn't really quite figure out how I was wanting to build this deck. I mean, obviously, like, it's supposed to be an aggro deck, but I just didn't know to like what extent, you know, we were trying to you know, just go face with this guy. So there was a lot of different variations of it, where there were some iterations of the build that had more options for board clear and, you know, more options for admittedly like interacting with your opponent. But the build that I kind of ended up with after multiple like iterations and testing, is basically just like you don't interact with your opponent's board at all. You just ignore what they're doing and you just keep attacking them with all of your Kung Fu boys. So yeah, taking a look at Son Goku Childhood, the list that I ended up coming up with. Yeah, we can get into the list. So one attacking draw, flip on 4, and draw and flip. So regular front side. Back side is one attacking draw. Activate main once per turn. Pitch a card from your hand. Next time you would use an extra with an original cost of 2 or less, you don't have to pay the cost. So, you know, admittedly, this is just like better Gohan Adolescence because it's less restrictive. It's any extra 2 or less. Yeah, really good. Very powerful effect. Super aggro leader. And yeah, we can just talk about kind of where the deck list is. So, 2 announcers to start off. Just 2 because this guy bottom decks a lot of stuff. Check top 4 at a world, or check top 5, I think. Yeah, check top 5 at a non-announcer world tournament, 4 less. So this adds important combo pieces because realistically, this deck functions sort of like on combos. Which is neat because there's not really like a combo deck per se in this game, so definitely cool. But yeah, I just this card is good. I just didn't want to bottom deck a bunch of stuff. It does not add the secret rare, which is kind of a problem, so that's why it's just 2 copies of the announcer. Yeah, so then it's gonna be 4 cantrips, just 4 for Mai. This card is very, very broken in this deck because your turn 1 Mai, take 2, and then your opponent will attack you. If you go first, you play Mai, you take 2. Your opponent will attack your leader because they want to draw, so you go to 5, and then you can tap 2 for Yamcha, and then you flip, and then you can start doing cross-arm dive shenanigans. This deck, basically, for the most part, just feels like cheating because of like what this is like able to do on 2 energy. It's very, very obnoxious. Your opponent will be in peril if you open my crossarm and Yamcha plus 3 drop target for crossarm. Yeah, or even just like replay the same Yamcha. Like it's anyway. Yeah, so just for you just really want the fast flip. You can occasionally, very rarely, get the ability for the bounce for the draw. But yeah, for Pan, just because we need to find pieces. So it's nice to have her as a looter, and also like you can pitch your extras or zeros and just buy them back later. So yeah, so for Pan, not really a ton to talk about with Pan. And then for Pilaf, this is a blue deck, so we play this card. Moving on, a nice little tech piece to Videl. I mean, I say tech because it's not like in archetype, but obviously this is just like a very good generic blue card. This just keeps allowing you to continuously like go cross-arm dive plays because she adds back cross-arm. She does not add back scissors, paper, rock though, but obviously like with Final Hope you have all of those shenanigans you can do as well. But yeah, she just, you know, obviously facilitates your aggro strategy with Yamchas and cross-arms and all that stuff. So yeah, very good card. 3 Yamcha. I really would like to add the 4th, but I ended up cutting the 4th because there's been a lot of changes for this deck. I would like to go back to 4. We'll talk about what I would like to replace whenever we get to the card. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this card's really busted. On play, take a life, and then once per turn, your turn. If you use an extra card with an original cost of 1 or more during this turn, you can make a 30k swing on an activate battle. So Yeah, it's really good. This card is super annoying. It's a ton of pressure. 30k swing for 2 energy is kind of silly. For Jackie Chun, this is like the best card in the deck. On play, take a life. End of your turn, if you used an extra, you get to draw a card. With the original cost of 1 or more, but yeah, I mean, so it doesn't count like Savior of the World. But like, you wouldn't play Savior, you wouldn't play this guy with Savior or whatever. But anyway, yeah, this is like the best card in the deck. This card's super good. 25 swing, it has combo power, it just like continuously allows you to regain advantage from the leader pitch. Because this deck does have similar issues to like Blue Gohan, where because you have to pitch for leader skill, that can become quite costly. But because of the advent of Videl being able to add back almost everything in the deck, definitely helps, which is not something that Gohan has at his disposal. So for Nam, this is just 10k combo, World Martial Arts Tournament. It's a life taker, and he draws and you play him with a skill. So it works very well with Crossarm Dive, and at worst, he's 10k combo. This card is definitely good. You just always get that draw. It's just basically like more copies of Jackie, but it's a little less good. Still definitely necessary card, because obviously you need to have good targets for Crossarm Dive. And then the 10k combo is also nice. So to Tien Shinhan. So Tien, I kind of was always in and out. He was Gohan at one point. This was just like other cards beyond the point. Or at one point, this was just like other cards. I ended up cutting the 4th Yamcha to add the 2nd copy of this guy. So this guy, obviously, critical on play, add 2 extras with different names. So it's just 2 extras with different names, which is pretty good. He can get back any extra. I'm not playing anything spicy, really. So he's just going to get, like, your aggro cards and Crossarm Dive. But still, the idea is, like, you know, you pitch extra for leader skill, you play 10, you get to buy it back. And then you can, you know, scissors, paper, rock, 55 crit, draw a card. Super good. Your opponent's not going to want to take that. So you can make them use a bunch of combo is the idea. Like if you have a board, like if you have a board that had stuck before you get to 4 energy, and then you play this guy, you can really like feel the power of this card then, because you can swing with everything first and then swing with him for 55 crit, or go 55 crit first and make them use cards out of hand, so that you can go in for game with the double striker. This card is good. It's just kind of awkward. It's a 4-drop. It's 0 combo. It gets back 2 more zeros from drop, obviously, but it's mostly because it adds back scissors, paper, rock, which is why this card is so important, because you need to make sure you have it at the end of the game. So yeah, Tien has been in and out. I think the card is actually better than I thought initially. Whenever we just kind of were going super early out the gate, flip on 2 energy, low to the ground, like your opponent is in peril, like I said, on 2 energy, this guy became a lot better, because it just felt better to play this guy on 4 after you just have been pressuring them since turn 2, and then you just continue the pressure before the double striker comes down. Yeah, speaking of the double striker, it's got 3 of the double striker. 4 is probably just too much. There's just too many zeros already, so just 3 is fine. You'll probably get there. Announcer bottoms it, but again, Announcer is just like, if I need pieces, I'll play Announcer. Much like how I kind of use the Namek Bulma in my Namek Goku deck profile, the Announcer functions in the same way. So, my Namek Goku deck plays 3 secret rare, but she can add the secret rare, so it's a little different, but nonetheless, you should see at least 1 copy of this card. You basically just hold on to 1, and if you see a second one, then you can charge it if you want. But yeah, I mean, obviously this card is broken. Double strike on play during this turn. Next time you use an extra, cost 2 or less, you get to copy its effect. So you get to activate, you get to double your extra, so you get 85 double on scissors, paper, rock, and draw 2 cards if you are at 6 upon activating scissors, paper, rock. So yeah, obviously this is your finisher. Not a ton to talk about with a double striker. 2 Zeno. I kind of think we don't need this card. I probably would. This is a card I was more likely going to cut to either 1 or none, and the Yamcha could go back to 4. I feel like we don't need this card. It's kind of like a oh shit button. Theoretically, you should not be going like to 6-7 energy. The game should just be over. But sometimes you get stalled out by like blue decks. So you know, other blue decks, non-Kidku blue decks. So yeah, it was a nice advent to consider the card. I don't think that this is needed. I may cut this in the future and potentially go 1 Yamcha and like 1 6-drop Vegito for just an additional boss card. But you very well can just play a second one of these. Like, you can play one, go for game. If they live, you can just play another one the next turn. So that's neither here nor there. The card is good. I think it is good in this deck still also because it's more 10k combo. And if you need it, it is there. But oftentimes, this guy ends up just being combo or getting charged. Well, I feel like you could probably get a little more utility out of the 4th Yamcha or that 1 6-drop Vegito. But yeah, I digress. Or even the 5-drop Vegito could be good, but because it has combo power, so like at least you get to keep the combo power. But that is, you know, it's Zeno for now. It's not necessarily bad, like I said. It's just I'm probably going to end up taking it out, I think. I mean, 4 super combos, just launch, because that's the super combo for the deck. 3 scissors, paper, rock. Obviously, this is a very important card, but I didn't want to go 4 because I didn't want to, you know, have it clog. But it's nice to, you know, be able to have one to use for Tien Shenhan, and then you can pick one up at a drop and then keep the other one in hand. Like, you'll have that additional one for the double striker. So I was also considering cutting Final Hope Slash just to play 4 of this, just to ensure that we have it. But Final Hope Slash obviously is a broken card and has lots of applications. So that was what ended up happening. Was 4 went to 3 for Final Hope Slash, so that we could peel off loop and stuff if we, you know, are in that point of the game where that's just what's happening. But yeah, 3 scissors, paper, rock so far has been okay. Sometimes I missed a 4th, but yeah. And the last card of the deck is just for cross-arm dive. This is basically like the bread and butter of the deck. This is like honestly the best card in the deck because this allows you to cheat so much. You get so many extra swings that you should not get, and it obviously lets your Jackies draw at the end of turn. If you can get 2 Jackie Chuns on board, draw 2. I mean, it's like, you know, it's pretty good. It's a lot of advantage. This card is super broken, which is like, this card is the only reason why Videl is actually in here. Like, the hell with Pilot Final Hope Loop, it's just so you can get this card back. But yeah, anyway, that's the Kid Ku deck profile. The Son Goku Childhood from set 6. We're going to be getting more support for this guy, the manga booster, so I'll revisit it. But now that I kind of have a more finalized list for this guy, I kind of wanted to just revisit it and post a profile finally. Because I have been cooking this since the set came out. I just haven't posted it. I have other set 6 leaders I want to post too. Like, I have a King Piccolo deck that I have just been kind of slacking on. But I'll get that out as well. You guys can see my take for King Piccolo. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. And thanks for watching. See ya.